Hello, welcome, I'm the Raging Beard, and this is clearly the Buttkicker Gamer 2. Today I'm going to add it on to my motion platform, the Next Level Racing V3. Comes with a mount which I've put on. That's a faff. Do that before you install the motion platform. Like, it even says that in instructions, because that's a fiddly thing to put on afterwards. Anyway, got that on, and I've already got wires running around the room to connect this up to a second sound card. I did have small transducers before. I've done that in another video. Cheap transducers, they worked, but I didn't think they'd be powerful enough to run through the motion platform. So anyway, I took the plunge, bought this here in the UK from Shaker Centre. Seemed to be the cheapest place. So I paid a grand total of £219.58, but that's including the stereo to mono converter, which was 17 quid. Don't really know if I need that. I had it on anyway. So including shipping, 220 quid. And I assume that they've put that other little bit in this box because it's nowhere else. Yeah, so the other thing I'm going to do is get this open. This is going to be a massive in-depth unboxing. All that's been done many times. But what I'm going to do is try and use the Next Level Racing platform software to run the Buttkicker. I have got Simvibe, and if it comes to it, I'll use that. But you know, that's fairly complicated to set up and stuff. It is good, but you know, it's a faff. And I'm just going to see how Next Level Racing's platform does, because it'd be cool to have it all in one place, controlling the motion, controlling this all from one bit of software. So anyway, I'm going to get it open, get it on there, and yeah, let's just see how it goes. Smaller than what it would be in person. So yeah, plugging it in, connecting it up was simple enough. Got the remote here, ready to go. It's just got power and intensity on it. I don't know about the low pass, high pass filter and stuff on the amp. I'm going to leave that for now. So it does need to be connected to a second sound card. I've got an Audigy Sound Blaster, Audigy FX. You've got to make sure you've got surround, basically any effects turned off, surround and whatnot. I've just turned off SBX Studio. I've put it onto just stereo. That's all I need. That's it. Not fiddling with the equalizer or anything at the moment, so that's good to go. Right down here, that's VR. This is transducer stuff. Okay, so Sound Blaster, Audio FX, enable the system, and here you've got all your. I mean, this is it, as far as I know. Quite simple. What's the Raging Cat doing? Eating something. What are you eating? The mouse mat. Oi! That's a needlessly expensive mouse mat that has got lights on it. Why I bought that, I don't know. So you can see what all the effects do here. Center and this one, not recommended to mix, so it's automatically by default got engine, chassis and SSX on output 1 and 2. So let's give them a test. Yeah, feel that? Ooh, that's serious compared to the cheap ones, which were decent for the price. Let's keep it low for now. Right, so it works. Okay, so yeah, it's green here now. Now what settings? Let's just go and set a course, I guess. Tactile. Right, here we go. So quite a few settings here, but still a lot more simple than Simvibe, which is good and bad, I suppose. My settings currently for motion is here. I've raised it up a bit from what I usually have. I was just experimenting with stuff. I'm always tinkering. You know, simulation on the PC is at least 50%. Hardware and software, fiddling, probably more. Okay, so look, the long and short of it is this platform manager isn't great for tactile feedback. Now, I'm not really knocking on Next Level Racing for that. You're only really using this package because you got the seat. I mean, you're not really using it just for tactile feedback. It's nice that they got it there. It does work with basic functionality, but at the end of the day, it's not really worth using. You want Simvibe, which yes costs money, or maybe SimHub, which is free. I haven't tried it, but that's probably going to be better than this. Now I'll go through why I think this isn't so great. I have been using it quite a lot. I was recording myself driving around, trying different settings, but really that'd just be boring. It was boring. I fell asleep doing it, but what matters is the results. So look, I'll turn on the Buttkicker. I don't know what's going to pick up on here, if you can hear it. So it's running now, so I can feel that the engine's on, and when I rev it ups the speed. So you do get that basic functionality, which is important, very important, because for me, almost more than everything else it does, literally just sitting at a standstill, feeling the car rumbling under you, especially in VR, obviously, is so much more immersive. You know, so for me, it's great just for literally when I'm not even moving, which yeah, isn't that often, but it's, you know, it is a good feeling. I didn't realise how much I'd missed the transducers since getting this motion seat, but now I've got, you know, vibration back. I did certainly miss it. Anyway, so yes, with this you can get this basic functionality, which is great. You know, you need no extra software for that. But it's all the other things it doesn't do so well. Gear change intensity, yeah, that does what it's meant to do. Gives you a little vibration when you change gear. Yeah, so that works fine. Another basic function that works pretty good. RPM frequency bias. Now this, as you move it down, it sort of slows the rumble down, deepens it. You put it up. That's more of a higher pitched and faster, to the point where I can't feel it. Default is on 1, but I've tried it across different cars, and yeah, you really, some cars you need it further down, some you need it higher up. Maybe 1 is just sort of your average. I mean, for me, I really want a setup where it's not going to be perfect on every car, but I don't want to keep fiddling. We fiddle enough, don't we, with sims and that. I just want something that's going to get through. Maybe 1 setup for most cars and 1 for Formula cars. Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, but so that's pretty good. Just at that RPM intensity, that's obvious how much it's rumbling. You know. Now this is where it gets weird. Suspension frequency. I don't get what this is meant to do, right? Because look, if you put it on intensity, I'll even lower that, right? I'll even lower it to about half, and turn this up. So right, if I click default there, that'll go to 60, and the whole rig will go mental. Because look, I'll just put it up a little bit. What's going on? It's shaking like crazy. You put it up at Jesus. What is it? What is suspension frequency? Because you can barely have it on for it to do anything. So I'm not sure what that's meant to be doing, really. It just seems mental. Wheel slip frequency, yeah, that does work. Again, little vibration, obviously, when wheel slipping. So yeah, that works. As for heave velocity bias, intensity, they're on the center channels. They're not just for the one Buttkicker setup. Rev limit intensity I'm not using because I keep it here. Rev limit on motion platform, so I get a little judder. I prefer that. An RPM cutoff. Yeah, you can have. So if I'm keeping it full pedal, you can lower it. So now you know it's below the level of the RPM on that. I just was trying it on full because I want the full range. So yeah, that's it. But so it's not bad. It does, you know, the engine work, the engine vibration works, the gear change works, and the wheel set works. But you're really missing any rumble strip effects. Don't seem very good. Driving over them, there's no road texture really or anything. You know, maybe these come in suspension frequency, and I haven't found the right setting, or it's broken. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. So you know, it can work, but I'll go now into Simvibe and why I think that's much better and how I've got it set up. Really simple, because Simvibe can be, you know, quite in depth. Okay, so we jumped into Simvibe now, Sim Commander. At a standstill and idle, you can get a bit of an extra thump going, but that goes as soon as you start moving. But yeah, so at idle, you know, I can feel the engine, and obviously it's reacting to my throttle pedal. Let's go into the mixer and show you what I've got now. This can be complicated. There's loads of stuff you can add, right? But here's the important thing for me, and I'm sure loads of people are going to have much better settings. You know, a lot of it's subjective, but I like to keep things simple. Or maybe I'll tweak over time. But I've really got things almost by default as they come when you just load it up, right? So the only things I've done, I've taken out collision, because you know my seat kicks me around when I crash. I don't need vibrations for that, but I've added in road texture. Engine vibration, I've just lowered it a little bit. It's usually at 11. Gear change, I've left. You get a little kick in the seat, but that in conjunction with a slight vibration is pretty cool. Road bumps, I've left that at what it starts at, 74%. You know, I think that helps. I think that's for rumble strip and stuff. It says like medium bumps and that, but yeah, I've added in road texture, and by added in I mean I've clicked add here. This is what I mean, you can add any of these, and then each of these has got various settings, so you know there's a lot you can go into. But I've just added in road texture, and what that seems to do is when you're driving along, say I've gone around a bend, so the seats move me, and I've gone onto a very nice flat straight, okay, and the seat moves and it's not doing anything else. It's almost like a dead zone, a dead period where there's no motion really, or in VR the motion's so low that it's not perceptible. The road texture, it just fills in that void a little bit, so you're always feeling something, a little something on the road, which I really like. It strings all the movement together. It's not over the top, it's nothing crazy, but if I do a lap with it on, with it off, it's noticeable. You know, instead of movement, nothing movement, there's always an input, you know, to my butt, really. So anyway, it's pretty cool, I like it, and those are the settings I've got. But here's the other thing, right? By default, and I noticed this when I was using the old transducers, and I noticed this using the platform manager. The revs, you'll feel it. You'll have it feeling now idle, but as you rev up, it'll just die out, and towards the top of the rev range, you'll have no feeling. And depending on the car, it can die out halfway through. To get the feeling across the entire range of the revs, what I have done is used the equalizer in my Sound Blaster settings. Now, I had used this before on the old transducers, and yeah, I've decided to use it here to pretty good effect, really. Turn off obviously any surround sound, any of that nonsense on any of these settings. Literally I've just gone into equalizer. That's volume level, leave that as is. These ones aren't used, they don't affect anything, so I've just lowered them, get them out of the way. It's just these first four, okay, so by default they're flat obviously across here, so I've left this one as is, and I've raised each one by 4. And the difference is I've got all the way across the range. I can feel it pick up and speed up the vibration as it increases the revs. If I turn this off, okay, obviously it's a little bit quieter because say like this one is the main one, is a little higher anyway, but there's just no feeling across all the range. If I turn it up so I can feel it more, it's dead there, there's nothing. Right, I can feel it, I still feel it, it's dying out, it's gone. And on some cars that's even more obvious. With it on, turn it down a little bit, it's just much nicer. So that's just something that I prefer. So I don't know what sound card anyone else might be using. If you've got an equalizer like this, I think it seems to me to be a pretty good tip. Anyway, so lastly really, let's have a look at the amplifier. Okay, so this is obviously the Buttkicker amp. And what I found on here, the low pass filter, I want it on, pushed in, just seems to give a better low end. Now this is just volume, up and down. The high pass cut off, I have that on, so out is off, in is on. And what that does is this dial determines at what point the higher frequencies die out. And why I like that is because, you know, I've got things set up nicely in the equalizer, but the very top end is a really high whine. See if I can demonstrate. If I turn it on, I picked a crap car for it, but a really high revving car, that's really high pitched. And what you do is you turn it down, and I just tuned out the very top end. It's not needed for that high pitch. So that's how I found that useful, and I'm just going to leave that as well. Doesn't need any further adjustment for me for the time being. Okay, so we've covered the software, and the platform manager software is capable of controlling your tactile feedback. It's not perfect, it's a bit more basic, but it, you know, it's free. It comes with the motion platform. Simvibe is better, but it's a premium product. It's going to set you back quite a bit of money. You can try other free versions out there, but I don't know what they're like. So with all that said, what about using the Buttkicker in conjunction with the V3? Because that's what I really wanted to know. Would it provide much? Because really, obviously, getting thrown about by the seat is the main thing you're always going to be feeling. And can you feel the tactile feedback through all that? And yes, yeah, you can. How it mounts is brilliant. Obviously, the V3 comes with a Buttkicker mount. Put that on really before you install the V3, because it's a faff getting that on afterwards. And then just clamp the Buttkicker straight to that. So it's nice and easy. And as for what it adds, yeah, I didn't realise how much I was missing tactile feedback. It is just another dimension. Like I said, there would be periods, like if I was just off the throttle rolling down here, when I get to a straight bit here, there's no real movement in the seat, it would just be dead, which I never really minded until I've used tactile feedback again and then tried it without. You know, I'm just feeling dead spots. But now, because it's got bumps and road texture, and yes, there may be better ways of setting it up, that's always adding something. I'm always feeling something now. Nothing crazy, but it's just a constant feeling, and there's no dead spots. I hope that makes sense and that comes through what I'm saying. You know, it's I can't over exaggerate really the level of immersion it adds. And just for me, as I've said, I just, you know, when I come to a standstill and you just got the rumble again, you turn it off now and it's just, you know, just taking away that extra level, and that's what it's all about for me. I'm not in VR now, but I usually am in VR because it's all about the immersion. And right, I've got the P1 cockpit here, the high single pedal, sprint pedals down there. I can feel the vibration from the butt kicker in the pedals to a degree, and in the wheel. So it's going all over. I mean, I was thinking of maybe putting my some low frame rate here with others running what it's recording. It doesn't matter. I was thinking of putting the cheaper ones I had around the pedal area, but I'm not going to bother. One, I hadn't run the cable all the way around, and that's pretty much impossible to do now. But two, don't need it. I mean, now here I'm feeling like if I go over this, I can feel that all the way through the cockpit. As for volume, I don't know if you can hear it. I haven't had neighbours complain yet. I don't know how, they haven't complained about the seat. I guess everything I've got does deaden the sound. But with that little tweak of just turning down the high pass filter, whatever it was, get rid of that really top end whine that you can get, because that's the one that I suppose in the dead of night could really travel. Other than that, yeah, you don't need it really high. I mean, sit in your car, which, well, I guarantee it's not going to be a racing car, but you don't really feel the rumble a lot. I sat in my car and I can feel it when you're thinking about it, all through the rev range, but it is quite minimal, and I like to keep it sort of realistic, so I don't want it crazy going bum, 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 bum. That's why I lowered the RPM intensity a little bit in comparison to everything else. It feels great. It's, you know, I can going over grass and stuff there. Yeah, the seat's moving, but they complement each other brilliantly. The gear change, it's a very quick vibration, and it's perfectly in sync with the jolt. There's no vibration without the movement, if that makes sense. As the seat jolts, it's perfectly given a little zzz, which feels good. Some rumble strips seem to have more effect than others, but I guess that's just going to be to do with just the sim in it and the physics of that. So yeah, go around here. That feels pretty good. I mean, it feels good in the motion seat anyway, but yeah, it's adding on more minute detail. That's what I would say. Anyway, I have waffled on. But look, I've been umming and ahhing about getting a butt kicker for ages, and I couldn't find a lot of people demoing it with a V3. Just for me, yeah, I could have bought this ages ago and been well happy. So highly recommend it. You know, it's a couple of £100, so it's not cheap. And you could go with cheaper options, I'm sure you'd be happy, but this is a quality bit of kit. It fits on nicely. I've got to tidy up the wires obviously and that. So yeah, I hope this has maybe convinced you this is what you need in your life. If you've got a V3, go that little extra mile and add on what you're missing. So anyway, that's more than enough from me, and I'll catch you later.